What were we going about?
Nazis built the pyramids,
The
the
Nazis
aliens started the
built-
Holocaust. It's just.
We're talking about serial killers today. They're ghosts.
It's only going to get worse from here. Holy shit, man. All right, so we're still doing our spooky season shit, right? And what better way to open this shit up with fucking axe murder? All right.
Okay, yeah.
Here in
Let's get to
Oklahoma, yeah, we had a fucking axe murder that just recently happened. Now, I feel sorry for the departed for sure, but I mean, this is just too good to pass up, especially for all the shit that we know about axe murders and all that. And so,
Shit about axe murderers?
well, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stories of axe murders over the years. So, over in Earlsboro, Oklahoma, a man was arrested Friday night after allegedly killing another man with an axe near Earlsboro, according to Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office. Undersheriff Travis Dwindy, I guess that's how you say his name, Dwindy, said Felipe Reyes Wright Jr., Jesus Christ, that's a fucking mouthful, age 27, was at his mother's house when he approached Charles Rogers, who was house sitting next door. An altercation occurred for unknown reason, and Wright allegedly killed Rogers, striking him with an axe.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Wright left the scene and called the police as he walked down eastbound I-40, and police intercepted him and took him into custody. That's really all that we have on this right now, but it's just like, what the fuck, man? Like, I wonder what the hell was said.
Yeah, what was the altercation? Like, what made, like, were you already holding an axe, or, how did the axe get involved? Like, nobody's just carrying around an axe.
Well, and that's where I'm wondering, is it like an axe or is it a hatchet? Because, you know, there's people that they like to confuse those two, and
for all we know, it could have been a kitchen knife. Just an axe sounded more.
No, an axe sounds more like, holy shit, man, you know, like.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to do this in October, so we got to say an axe.
Mm-hmm.
But, sir, it was a butter knife. We're going to say an axe.
But no, it's fucking crazy. But I that's where I'm like, why would you choose the axe? Like, was it just or just convenient? It's right there.
He's seen a pretty neck and he couldn't relax.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is like, why an axe? Why, like, the only thing I can think of is that the argument took place outside, and the axe was just visible because it is getting winter time, and everybody does cut up their wood. Because not everybody's like in the city where it's already pre-cut for you. You have to do it yourself. But, you know.
Yeah, like maybe he was cutting wood and that was like pissing the neighbor off. Like, you're making a lot of fucking noise out here, man.
I don't know. I've cut wood for many years, and it's not that fucking loud with an axe.
I'm just like, maybe that's the moment of the altercation. Like,
I just think that this individual was already disturbed, and it was just one of those, he had anger issues and was just like, an axe.
Maybe.
Or he was just like, you know what, your skull could use a new decoration. A shiny little axe, or rusted. One of the two.
Yeah, we don't know.
But what kind of axe was it? Was it a double-headed axe? Was it a fucking wedge? Was it a what kind of axe was it? I wouldn't know.
Yeah, there was not enough information on this.
There really wasn't. And this has been a couple days, so it's like, where the fuck is all the information on this? But oh well, all right. So, but yeah, that's something that I was like, oh, okay, that'd be kind of cool, little axe murder to start off this episode, you know. So, but welcome everybody to the Calling Couple. I am your host Gage, along with my beautiful, lovely, wonderful co-host
Cricket.
No, Cricket. Sage. Cricket. Okay, you'll be hearing some whimpering, and that's because we got a new pup named Cricket, and he's still pup, so he doesn't like being not held. But today we're going to be talking about more of the history of Halloween and all that kind of stuff, but also we're going to be talking about some costumes and ideas and things of that nature that you guys could be doing, or if that's what you're going to be wearing. But before we get into that, if you've been liking our stuff, please give us a like, a comment down below what you've been enjoying, and if you have any ideas that you would like for us to do later on, we will. And also, if you have been enjoying our shit, give us that share. Share, like, and not the singer share, but an actual share, so you can give everybody else a chance to listen to our fucking bullshit, because we're not going to be stopping. we're getting close to a year. I can't wait to.
Are you really?
Yeah, we still got about 5 months to go, but we're getting there. Like, holy shit. So now that we've gone into that, now that that's out of the fucking way, and hopefully I got it all out because it's hard for me to fucking remember everything I'm supposed to say because I got so much shit going on in my brain.
Yeah, and I'll probably just repeat it at the end.
Probably. But so let's go ahead and get over to Sage. Sage, what do you got for us for the?
Well, I was just gonna start off with costumes, I guess, since that's what the last thing you said was. I was gonna say, you guys could comment down below what you're gonna be this year, or what was your favorite costume. And I don't care if it was from your childhood or not, man, because that's probably one of my favorite costumes. Or what was your most embarrassing costume? Like that one that your mom made you and you had to wear it. Mine was Dracula. Like, and I'm a woman, so I was a little girl. I was Dracula, like full on. My mom painted my face white, gave me big giant fucking black ass eyebrows, flicked my hair back with some black stuff, and like I was straight up Count Dracula. And I was probably, and I think I might have been too old to be trick or treating.
You're like, I was 17. I don't know why the fuck I
was. But yeah, I was probably definitely shouldn't have been out there. It's probably my most embarrassing year for sure.
The one I have that was very embarrassing is when I had my appendix taken out. So I had my appendix taken out whenever I was like 8 years old, 7 or 8, somewhere in there. I can't really. Yeah, but so I had to spend Halloween in the hospital, and now they did do room-to-room trick-or-treating and all that kind of stuff for all the kids, which was kind of cool. But the only thing is I was a big kid. I wasn't like fat or anything. I was just big for my age.
You were chunky.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
What the girls call it.
Yeah. Well, so I didn't have a Halloween costume because I was spending most of my time in the hospital. So it was one of those, like, my mom was like, well, we're not really worried about it. But the hospital did provide some fucking Halloween outfits. I was like, oh God.
This is already cringy.
And yeah, the only one they had left that didn't even fucking fit me, okay? I mean, the sleeves were up to my elbows, the fucking leggings were up to my knees, so it was small as shit, and it was a Gigapet. And I don't know if anybody knows what a Gigapet is that is young nowadays, but the ones that are older, they would remember those little fucking digital animals that you had, little pets you had to keep alive and shit. So I was one of those, but it was
like an off version of Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
I had one.
Yeah.
I had a Gigapet.
And it was so small. But what made it worse is that News 9 was there recording all the children in the hospital for Halloween. Yeah, and I had to be on there. And when I finally get out of the hospital, I'm like already embarrassed by this, like, and I'm a kid and I'm embarrassed by this. And my fucking pastor at church was like, so I was watching the news the other day and I just happened to see a little old Gage over there in his little outfit, and on the news I was like, you son of a bitch. He did. He called me out in front of everybody. Oh, it was terrible. Yeah, it was. Sorry. Yep. So that was the one I hated the most. That was fucking horrible. I don't ever want to do that again. So, what was your favorite costume though? Like, what was the one that you like absolutely enjoyed?
Oh man, it would have to be when we were in the club and I got to be Morgan.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite outfit.
Okay. Now Morgan as in the deity?
The deity, yes.
Okay. Because you say Morgan, people would be like, well, what Morgan were you?
I was the deity Morgan. I'm a witch.
Okay. Well, I would say my favorite one that I did was a few years after the Gigapet one. Like I said, we grew up very fucking poor, so a lot of times we had to make our own costumes and shit.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah, and so I made my own Raichu from Pokemon. No way. Yeah, I made my own little Raichu outfit.
Raichu, I love Raichu. It's like my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, and I remember that one. I was just like, yeah, because I put a lot of work into it, and it still looked like shit. But you know what? I was happy with it.
Oh man. Well, now you got me thinking about what my favorite childhood outfit must have been.
I don't know. Well,
I'm thinking. I don't remember a lot of my Halloween, so it's weird. I love Halloween.
Well,
keep going while I think about this.
I mean, and there's going to be some good ideas out there that you could be doing, and I mean, if you're not sure what to do, just go with the basics. Okay, it's okay to be basic. My thing is
the most basic one is the one with the black T-shirt that says "This is my Halloween costume."
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean,
you can do the classic Wednesday Addams.
I was gonna say you can be fucking.
Don't be Wednesday Addams. Do what she did, and be like, "Why aren't you dressed up, honey?" She goes, "I am. I'm a serial killer. They could be anybody."
yeah. There you go.
That's the scariest part is they look just like me.
I mean, there's so many costume ideas out there that you could be doing that is so typical. I mean, everybody's either doing Scream, Jason, Freddy, fucking Beetlejuice, or like Jack Skeleton and shit. Like there's a lot of basic ones that you can do.
Good classics for sure.
I mean, it's hard to come up with something truly original anymore, but
I know it's a little too late and all that kind of stuff. It's not too late. I guess you could if you really pushed for it. But like, you know how like TikTok stuff, like there's some TikTok stuff you could do it for Halloween. Like, I want to know how many people are out there being Grimace for Halloween.
Oh yeah. Mm.
You know, with him coming back this year because of the Grimace Shake TikTok fan thingy.
I want to know how many people are going out as Krampus, starting it early.
I've seen a few people do that, but you know, I like to be all like, oh, that's a great Baphomet outfit. Like, no, wait, no, I'm Krampus. Oh yeah, Baphomet. Oh, you're not. Oh, sorry.
See, here's my thing though, is like for years it's always been that fucking deal of like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, this is my only time I get to dress up slutty and shit. Bitch, you dress up slutty most of the year. You're just saying this so you can be more accepted.
I'm one of those bitches. And I don't dress up slutty all year long.
No.
I save it for Halloween.
I'm just meaning that there's girls out there that try to be all prudish when it's like, no, girl, we see what you wear most of the year. This is just your opportunity to where it's normalized and not be shamed for it. Well, I'm shaming. All right,
shame me all you want. I'm still gonna do it.
I am shaming because there's a lot of those that it's like that's not fair to tease me. But but no, I mean that's something that I'm just like, you know, to me it's getting more and more ridiculous with some of these sexy costumes and stuff because it's like, dude, you might as well just go naked at this point. Like there's so many skimpy outfits.
Some of them probably would.
Well, fucking do it, but do it to where you don't get a fucking deal of like you can't go around to school anymore and all that kind of.
They're wearing lingerie. That's as much as they can get away with.
Like, man. Yeah, okay, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to be against it, but just
throw lingerie on and paint some little whiskers on your face. There you go, honey. I'm good with it. You be your little slutty kitty self.
Yeah, but don't be upset when people are just like objectifying you and shit because it's like, well, you know, you put yourself there.
In that situation, you are like putting yourself in an objectifying situation. But like, and you kind of just gotta be okay with that because you dress like that.
Yeah, like you chose to do that. I don't
mean in all situations. This is a very case by case kind of thing, and I think everything is. I don't think that's always the case. Obviously, like rape culture.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people are just like, well, what was she wearing? You know, that could factor in. Well, that's not always the fucking case. I'm not talking about those situations.
Right.
I am genuinely just talking about the girls who wear the sluttiest outfits on purpose, like for Halloween and stuff, and then get mad when somebody's like, hey, girl. And they're like, oh, how dare you look at me like that? You're literally wearing an outfit that says, look at me like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't be hypocritical is all we're meaning. Is that if you're
not saying you got to give him the time of day. I'm not saying like you got to cater to him because he said, hey, girl, you're dressed like that.
Oh, hell no.
I'm just saying, because Jesus, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, like, be polite about turning somebody down. Because you did kind of dress like that for attention. So don't be mad when you get it. Because it's not like you have a shirt on that says, I only want this kind of attention, period.
Yes. Yes. So just be careful out there and don't.
Literally all I'm saying is just be careful with it because you're gonna get unwanted attention dressing like that.
Yeah, and I mean that's the whole point is for you to understand that, you know, not everything is like when you do something like this, it is your choice and your decision to make of going out like that. And if you are, just be wary of what the consequences are going to be. And trust me, they're going to be there.
Too.
Yeah, and guys, be fucking respectful.
Yeah, just because a girl is dressed like that, Gage, does not mean you get to like. She's not dressed like that for you in particular, especially if you don't even fucking know who she is, dude. She's not dressed like that for you.
True.
If you want to go approach her and talk to her and all that, and then she turns you down, and you're like, "Well, what the fuck, man? You're dressed like a slut. Aren't you gonna like give me the time of day?" No.
Okay, I'm not that bad. Don't put me in that category.
I know you're not. You're not like that. Like if a girl turns you down, you're like, "Okay, well, fine, fuck you, bitch," and walk away.
Okay, I'm not that rude either.
Yes, you are. Don't even lie. You whispered under your breath.
Yes, because I'm respectful enough to fucking do it that way.
You wouldn't say it to your face, but you would be like, "No, fucking cunt."
You motherfucker. All right.
He's a little bitch. Nice outfit.
Yeah. Oh, you look great. Bye.
Oh, you look great. Bye. But, I love playing with you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. That's all I'm meaning is don't be upset if you are getting those harassments and stuff.
No. Harassment is different. You can't be mad about harassment. I'm saying don't get mad if you get approached. I'm just saying be polite and send him on his way. And if he becomes an asshole, then be rude. Then be like, dude, I did not dress like this for you.
Oh, and by the way, ladies, protect your fucking selves. Holy shit. This is a night that is one of those that people are going to be getting drunk and having a good time.
Having girls' nights and all that kind of stuff is fun, but I'm going to have to be a little sexist because that's how bad the world is these fucking days. And be like, go out with a guy friend. You know, like a one that you trust, all that kind of stuff and all that. And if you're going to walk away from your drink and all that kind of stuff, give it to the man that you trust.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because trust me, no one's going to try to drug your drink if a guy's holding it, you know?
Yeah, these are the dangers that you really do need to be watching out for. I know that you want to go have a good time, and that's fine. Have fun, but be cautious. Do not just fucking think that it's not going to happen to you, because when you think that, it's going to happen. So just be wary, but also try to have fun.
With one of your guy friends' thing was, when that girl was filming that TikTok video of her and her friends hanging out, and then she was with some guy friends and all that. And some guy was coming up and flirting with them.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to go to the bathroom. And she set her phone down and it was recording still. And she handed her drink to her guy friend and said, "Hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Please watch this." And he goes, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And the guy that had come up to hit on him and stuff came up to the guy and was just like, "Hey, let me hold that, for a second." Mm-hmm. And the guy was just like, started like barking at him and stuff like a literal dog. He's just like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." And the guy's like, "Fuck, man, Jesus." And he walks off. And he goes up to his friend's camera and he goes, "I actually had to protect her drink. What the fuck?" Like, yes, it's that bad.
Yes, it really is.
Like, even the guys out there who are the good guys and all that kind of stuff who would never fucking do that, they don't even know it's that bad because they would never think of drugging a woman.
Mm.
So, dudes, if you're a good guy out there, like, keep an eye on some women's drinks. Don't let somebody get roofied when you can be a fucking hero and all that.
No,
but don't expect her to fucking suck your dick if you are a hero. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't expect that because that doesn't.
Like, she's traumatized right now. She almost got raped, and you're thinking like, "Oh yeah, I saved you from almost being raped, so let me just,
Yeah, because then you just become. Yeah, you just became.
No, you're the bad guy.
Yep. You lived long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. Honestly, that's called nice guy syndrome.
Yes, and that is a real thing.
It is so.
But
bad.
If you're going out to the parties and all that kind of stuff. And even for our gay men and shit, be cautious too, because man, it happens to y'all. I mean, it does.
It don't happen just to gay men, really.
No, I'm saying I'm putting them in the category as well because we're equals all around here. So
watch your Uber drivers this time.
Oh yeah, be cautious of them Uber drivers. And if you really want to know what we're talking about, go over to our Uber Fears Lifted episode, and you'll see or hear a lot of the stories that we've heard over the years. And Jesus Christ, it is not. Just be careful.
I'm saying, like, always make sure that's your Uber driver too. Don't be just jumping in cars that look like Ubers.
Yep. And if you are going to be out there drinking and shit, please make sure that you have a safe way to get home, and you possibly could have a DD or a sober friend to keep an eye out for you. That's always a good thing.
There. That because we do have an episode about that.
Yes.
So
yes, we do.
Go to the Uber Fears Lifted. That is all about the whole safe party.
Mm-hmm. So be safe out there. Don't be
back to Halloween.
Don't be worried about being objectified, and especially if you chose that costume to do it. So, all right. So what are you going to be this year for Halloween? Like, what is your plan for it?
I didn't really get into it this year. This year has just been too fucking busy. So this year I'm just gonna go classic and be like a witch.
Oh, okay. Well,
but not like one of those green painted face ones. More like a Stevie Nicks type.
You almost sound like fucking Talladega Nights, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about becoming a drug dealer. Not a bad drug dealer, but like one of those ones that it's like, hey guys, what's up? Want some crack?"
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's kind of what you reminded me of right there.
You're welcome. Not one of those bad steal your children, mash them up into a paste and rub it all over my body kind of witch.
Oh, we're gonna get into that here in just a second.
Yeah. Oh, that was a scene from the movie The Witch.
Oh shit. Okay, I still haven't seen that, and I need to.
That scene is why that movie got banned a lot for a little bit there. Because Lily took a baby and mashed it into a paste and rubbed it all over her naked body.
Jesus.
And you see it.
Oh wow, they didn't give you the innuendo of it. No, they just
you knew exactly what it was.
Jeez. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do for this Halloween. Like, I really don't fucking know.
I'm just so used to picking out your outfits and being like, no, this is what you're doing. And you're like, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, last year I went as superhero Stitch, and that was so fun.
Awesome. I loved that outfit.
Yeah. So I got the Stitch onesie, and then the fucking painted a bra to fucking be on there to make it match, and then put the red cape on. And yeah, a lot of people didn't understand it, but the ones that
did.
But the ones that did were like,
oh, dude, it's fucking awesome and love it. And we got a cute picture that night of us together.
Yeah, we did. So I don't know. I'm probably just gonna go as
I think you just wear a white T-shirt, tape 2 blue balloons to it.
For
blue balls. Since all those girls be wearing stuff. We might as well just advertise since they're advertising.
I don't know. I mean, if I had more time to prepare, I'd have been like, I
did hear a really good costume at work, I believe, and he was just like, I know what I'm gonna be for Halloween. And we were all like, what? And he goes, I'm gonna wear a T-shirt with a candy corn on it, and it says, I hate you too.
Nice.
Because everyone says, oh, I hate candy corn. And gives a piece of candy corn and says, I hate you too.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad. Not bad.
That's funny. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a classic little play on it. Mm-hmm. So, but as like Sage said, tell us what you guys are going to be for Halloween so we can kind of come up with some cool ideas for next year.
I didn't get to go with you, but you took our girls Halloween shopping. Mm-hmm. So what did they pick out together at the same time?
Oh my god. Okay, so
we do not have girly girls, by the way, guys.
No, we don't. We really don't. But it's so funny because like I was like, all right, you girls can pick out whatever costume you want, all this and that out of the kids section. Like, and some of those kids ones, I was like, dude, what the fuck? But we're not gonna get into that right now. But it was just like,
we're talking about costumes.
Yeah, there were some of those that I was like, even if it's for like preteens or teenagers, I'm like, holy shit, dude.
About the cheerleader ones.
Yeah, there was some of them outfits that I'm like, dude, I am so disgusted that they're selling these for kids, and I think it's very disgusting. We already have, but we also are living in a society where they're trying to make that normal, and that needs to fucking stop.
Remember in the summertime when I went to go buy our youngest clothes, and all I found was crop tops and short shorts?
Yeah.
I was like, my child is 8 years old.
Yeah,
why the fuck is this my only option?
Yeah, and that should not be allowed because all that's doing is making it more normal of the trafficking and shit that's going on and all the people on register lists and shit that we need to fucking stop that shit. Like the way I look at it is when they become age to be out of the house, then they can be that way. But other than that, they should not be forced to be wearing that shit right away.
So cute. Oh my gosh, they're like little dolls you can dress up in whatever you want to dress them up in.
Yeah, you know who say that?
These are children. These are human beings that don't need to be objectified like little living dolls. Because then you're telling predators they can treat them like little living dolls.
I was just about to say predators are the number one thing for that, and all you're doing is advertising it for them. So fucking stop it.
Your children are not your living dolls.
So back to the costume shopping. They're going through all the outfits and stuff, and I was like, oh, well, you can be like this little princess or this little fairy and stuff, and they're just like, oh
my gosh, you didn't say that, right?
Well, I was just showing them some options because, like,
I'm like, did you really?
No, I was just showing them some things, like pulling out different costumes and stuff. And the oldest, she was like, well, I want this. And so she chose a Grim Reaper. I was like, okay, well,
I think that's very fair.
Yeah, I was like, if that's what you want to do, then cool. I'm all right with that. And then I was looking at my youngest, like, okay, what do you want to do? She was like, I don't know. She starts digging around, and I'm over there talking with the oldest for a second, and I turn around, she's like, this one, it's a Grim Reaper. They both wanted to be a Grim Reaper this year, so I was like, all right, I guess that's the way it's going to be. You both are just going to be Grim Reapers, or if anything, you could be Dementors. There you go.
There you go.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. Is it the same outfit, same exact outfit, or just two different types of Grim Reaper?
Two different types of Grim Reapers.
I need to see the oldest because I am kind of nervous that you might have not gotten the right size.
No, I looked. I made sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I made sure. I mean, I can take care of my kids.
I don't know. I didn't know if maybe you might have thought they all come one size, and you know.
No. They actually have ages on the costumes.
Do you think those are ages?
Yeah, it says year on it. It says 10 to 12.
You got her at 10, 12.
Yeah, she's 10. Oh my God! See, I'm already fucking up. So
she wears a 14.
I try to be a good dad. Damn it.
She wears a 14.
Well, fuck. Guess we'll have to get her a different one pretty soon. So, but that's what they're gonna go as. They're gonna go as some little reapers, and if you knew our kids, you would be like, yep, that's them, all right. I mean, kudos for them for being original and not wanting to go fucking expensive.
I'm actually surprised the oldest didn't pick some kind of Minecraft outfit.
She looked at one and I was like, hey, there you go. There's Minecraft. And she goes, everybody's going to be that. I'm
That's
like,
true. She's not.
I was like, okay, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, baby, that's fine. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at for costumes. We got a Halloween party that we're supposed to be going to tomorrow night. And
yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's raining here.
Yeah, she wants to do a fire, and I helped her build the fire pit and all that kind of stuff. But like, we knew that there was chances of rain, and it's just going to be straight downpour. So I'm gonna have to call her and be like, "Hey, what are you wanting to do? Are you just going to take it inside, or any of that?"
Because Jello shots and stuff, so I gotta go over there today for out.
Yeah, so
see what she wants to do.
We'll just have to try to figure out a game plan for her so she can still host a nice party, because this is her very first fucking party that she's ever doing, and
adorable. How cute is that?
Which I'm actually going to add on to this of guys, if you are going to be doing your own party, and whether you've done multiple parties or this is your first one and all that kind of stuff, please take into consideration of some of these little things. One, if people are coming over to your house to get drunk and stuff like that, be sure that you have places for them to crash. Take their fucking keys. Do not let them drive.
Don't let them drive drunk.
Exactly.
If they're like buzzed and stuff, and they're like pretty sure about themselves.
No,
I don't know how far you can get with that, because
that's where you say, okay, if you're going to be going home in a little bit, then you need to stop drinking, have some water, coffee, like kind of give them to know, hey.
I like to make my guests eat.
Yes.
When I think they're a little too far gone to drive.
And if they're going to be taking an Uber, make sure that you are with them when they get loaded up, and make sure that you have some way to track them to make sure that they're getting home and that they get home safely.
Oh, yeah. Our biggest thing is text us when you get home.
Yes. And if they are planning on getting shit-faced drunk and all this and that, keep an eye on them. Make sure that they are going to be taken care of. Do not let them get alcohol poisoning or throw up in their sleep, because holy shit, that's not fun.
I know, like, it's a party and you're trying to throw it, so you also want to get drunk. But if you're throwing a party, there is an amount of responsibility you do have to take.
Yes.
As the host. So, no, you cannot get smashed at your own party.
Yes. And so also keep in mind that if somebody is to leave your party and they get into a wreck and it hurts or harms other people and they find out it came from your party, you could be liable for it. So please keep that in mind.
There's not a huge chance of that, but there is a chance of it.
Yes, there is a chance that they can come back to you of like, well, you let them leave your party after they got drunk at your party and they did something like this. You were liable for not.
Especially if they pass and all that, the family could come at you.
Yes.
For, suing.
Yep. So just be careful, because it's pretty fucking. I mean, it's good times, it's fun, but you just got to keep in mind of those little cautionary things.
When alcohol's involved, it's just the type of responsibility and risk you're taking.
Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, have a great fucking time. I know that parties are a lot of fun, and if you're hosting, parties suck. because then you're fucking spending most of your time fucking trying to entertain and
entertaining. I love it. We're built for it.
Yeah, we are.
But like, we understand the drawback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's been parties where we didn't get to really enjoy it because we're just so busy trying to entertain that.
Those are some of our best parties.
Yeah.
Like house packed parties.
And I still run into people who are like, dude,
party?
Yeah, they're just like, dude, I remember being at one of y'all's parties, man. It was so much fun. I felt safe being there, and like it was just a blast and stuff.
I think
and we haven't thrown a party in years.
I think our heaviest party was a New Year's party, and it was like 72 plus people there.
Yeah,
it was insane, and they just kept coming. Like a couple would leave, like okay, it's starting to drown out. Like people are leaving, then more people would show up.
And these are people that we didn't even know.
I know, like half. Even know they just heard the party was happening over here,
and they showed up, and those are still the same people that we run into.
Yeah, the people who showed up. I think the people who showed up after the bars shut down, like the 2:00 mark, and all that, people were showing up because like our guests were starting to leave. The people we invited were starting to leave, and so we're like, okay, it's winding down and all that. Well, the bar just shut down, and so and so's told so and so that hey, there was this amazing fucking party at their house, man. It was awesome. They're like, well, is it still going on? I'm like, well, we just left, but yeah, I think it's still happening. They're like, well, fuck, man, I'm going over there.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, hi. And they're like, because we leave our door open during parties. That way people can come in and out. So there were just random people who showed up at our front door, and they're looking in our door, and they're just like, I hear this is where the party's at. We're just like, well, yeah, it is. Come on in. Like, how did you hear about it? And they tell us. We're like, oh, shit, they just left. That's so cool. That's funny.
Yeah.
We made new friends that night.
Yeah, man, like...
Most intense game of Cards Against Humanity ever.
But we have been known for our Halloween parties, which we haven't done one in a long time, but
our Halloween parties are probably the most lit.
They're the ones that people remember the most, like... Because we make it to where everybody has to be in costume. If you don't show up in a costume, we tell you to leave. Because we want everybody to be a part of it. We want everybody to have the experience. And we do a bunch of different shit. We'll do some spooky shit. We'll do some fun games. Or we'll just sit around, drink, listen to music, and talk.
I make the craziest little, like it's mostly BYOB. Because I don't know what you drink. But I do make post drinks. Or, like, post teasers. Like Jello shots or something like that.
Yeah, because that's something that I was telling your sister too, of like, hey, don't be buying the alcohol. Buy the stuff that you would want to drink, and if you want to make a party drink, cool, but don't buy everybody else's alcohol. Make them BYOB, and that goes for everybody out there too. Make them bring their own drink, because you will be going broke trying to entertain and please everybody. So
we do have a staple at our house. I don't try to go crazy with it and everything, but my staple back in the day was Jello shots. And our current and holding staple is drunk ramen noodles.
Yes, we do have that where shit, our regular friends, they're like, when they come over to drink, they're just like,
are you gonna make drunk ramen noodles tonight?
Yeah.
I was like, probably. I mean, like if you stay till 2:00, yes, because I'll get real drunk by that time, and if I'm still awake, I'll be munching, and so I'll be like, ramen noodles. You know what sounds good? Some of this in the ramen noodles. No, I'm gonna throw some of that in the ramen noodles, and I don't know what I just threw in the ramen noodles, but it's good. That's drunk ramen noodles.
Yep. So now we are gonna move on because that was a lot of fun. But now we're gonna go into the topic of the history of Halloween.
History of Halloween. Well, a lot of you probably know that Halloween is called All Hallows Eve. Or the day of is All Hallows Eve Day, obviously. It's okay. So it's supposed to be the night before the saints got venerated. Don't ask me what venerated means. I don't know. It's a Christian thing. So, but it's where the Christians pretty much took the Celtic version of Halloween. They made it their own. They made it a saint thing. I don't even know if those saints are real. Somebody look that up for me. I'm not looking it up. But the saints got venerated on that evening, and so they took all of those Halloween symbols and rituals and made them to something of a celebration for those saints. But All Hallows Eve was actually a Celtic tradition called Samhain. And we pronounce it Samhain because we are not educated. It's actually Samhain because none of us speak Celtic anymore. So it's spelled Samhain. And of course, if you speak English, you would say Samhain. But it's actually pronounced Samhain. And it's a Celtic pagan tradition. It marked the new year for them, or the end of summer, that was a new year for them. It's like the end of the harvest season. It's where they'd make huge bonfires and to like bring the warmth of the next year. The warmth was to let the harvest gods know that they were happy, like thanking them for everything they've given.
Mm-hmm.
Like Samhain was the Celtic version of what we call Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is not a ritual, like spiritual thing.
Yeah.
We came up with Thanksgiving for our country. So like what Thanksgiving is supposed to represent for us is what Samhain represented for the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
The Celtic pagans, to be exact, because there are Celtic Christians, obviously. But yeah, that's like the simplest version is that it was a harvest ending season where they would do great big fires and they would thank the harvest spirits for giving them a great bounty blessings, and they would use that festival, that Samhain festival, to split the grains up between the families. And of course, since it was the end of the summer, end of the harvest season, and that would begin winter, which was the beginning of winter is death, where everything dies off. So of course, it's a real thin veil. So it was the moment you could speak to the dead, the moment that your family's death, like family altars, the veil between the living and the dead would thin, and you could leave offerings for them as well. You could, like, all that grain that you just did, all that harvest grain, you could leave a little for your family as well, like the dead ones.
Which is still practiced by the Spanish culture of Day of the Dead.
Yep, it's the day after.
Mm-hmm.
November. I think nowadays it's like November 7th or something between there, something around there. I don't practice that religion, so I can't vouch for any of that. Obviously. Right. I could look that up eventually, though.
Well, but like you were saying, like now the modern version that we have is all Christian based. It's all this and that of like, oh yeah, you're dressing up scary and all that. Which honestly, we're not. We're really dumbing it down by what society is allowing to be scary and shit.
Because... Oh yeah, and well, I guess I didn't even get into that. We talked about costumes, and then I talked about Samhain, Samhain, but I didn't talk about why we dress in costumes. I said, the veil between the living and the dead was really thin, so that means a lot of supernatural creatures could come into the world, into our living world at the time, but just for that night.
Mm-hmm.
This is like Celtics didn't think that the world was just running with witches and werewolves and all that kind of stuff. That was certain times of the year that could happen. So, and around harvest times, or around like the beginning of spring, or deep in the winter during the dead season, it was very common to have the fae or monsters. They didn't call them monsters. Everything had a name.
Mm-hmm.
We've just lost those names over the years. But the fae and all that kind of stuff could come out and all that. And the reason they dressed up as those monsters was so that you were safe from those monsters. They're like, oh, these aren't people dancing around the fire. These are other monsters dancing around the fire.
Right. It's basically the same concept that Bill Murray did in Zombieland, where he dressed up as a zombie and he's like, well, they won't attack a zombie.
Great fucking modern example right there.
Mm-hmm. And that's really what it was, is because they wanted to protect not just themselves, but their children to be safe from these, because they were more vulnerable to these paranormal.
That's why the children were the ones that dressed up the most, was because they were trying to keep the children safe. The parents felt themselves were safe because they had given their portion of grains and harvest, like pumpkins. They give that to the monsters. They pay homage to the monsters of their land. Oh my gosh, what are those called? When it's like a huge family, but it's nobody related to you. You just all live in the same village.
A village.
I know, but like It's called something when all those people are together, and so you all have that same crest because that's where you live.
I can.
I don't forget the word. It's a Celtic word.
Yeah.
But anyways, all of those people, and it would keep you safe, and you took care of the monsters that lived in your land. As long as you took care of them, those spirits took care of you as well. It was a trade. It was a trade-off.
Another good one that you could go off of is season 1 of Supernatural.
Oh,
the
thoughts of it.
Well, like the one with the apple orchard where they had the scarecrow.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys watch Supernatural because that is a great example.
Because that was one of the pagan gods that they were doing, and it was the same kind of thing that you would do for Halloween, but they would do a blood sacrifice to continue it on, which some pagan religion or pagan gods demanded that, but that's kind of the one that they went with in that episode. But that's the same thing that you're getting with on Halloween at the same time, of just with the what is that god that you do that with?
Samhain.
Is it Samhain? Mm-hmm. Okay. So and then
Samhain.
Yeah, Samhain.
His name was Samhain.
But that's also where like the jack-o'-lanterns and stuff came.
There's also an episode of Supernatural called Samhain, where it is one of the gods, where it is Samhain the god and all that kind of stuff, and it's where they get trapped in the house, or that big house. Dean gets tricked into the house, and then it collapses on top of him. Him and the woman who are trying to summon Samhain.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways.
But I mean that's some examples that you can use as references for what we're talking about here and how we can help explain it.
I've been told, I'm not looking this up right now, but I've been told that the thing trick-or-treating came from was to appease the Fae creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason you pass out candy when someone comes up to your door and says trick-or-treat is you gave them a treat. You would give the Fae a treat, or they would play a trick on you.
Mm.
And that's where the trick-or-treat came from. And that's why you would leave things out on your doorstep for the Fae. Because if you didn't, then they might, destroy your garden, or be like, oh, you didn't leave me out a saucer of milk? Well, I'm smashing all your pumpkins.
Mm. Well, I mean, that...
And making jack-o'-lanterns was supposed to scare the Fae away.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was...
It would keep them from smashing your pumpkins. You would set a jack-o'-lantern outside the rest of your pumpkins.
Oh, basically you're making scarecrow.
It was,
personal
Fae scarecrows, yes.
Okay.
Because they looked at the Fae as if a farmer looks at crows.
It
was just a normal thing. It was a very normal thing.
But a nuisance.
Yes, they were common. They were part of the land that they lived on. They just lived there with them. So it was either give them treats so they left your shit alone, or it was to trick them back with jack-o'-lanterns or things like that.
Well, I'm learning more and more every day. But, I mean, Halloween is definitely been Christianized, just like all the other holidays that are out there.
All the pagan holidays have been pretty much taken over by Christianity, and it was on purpose. It was at first, I'm sure they originally did it to make the Celtic or make the pagans more comfortable with transitioning.
Mm-hmm.
It was a way to let them keep their holidays.
Yeah.
It was like you're converting over to Christianity, but yet you still want these celebrations that you guys do.
Mm.
You want the holiday, but and the word the holiday, that word comes from holy day. So the word holiday is Christian.
Right.
So they're like, we can't let you keep your celebration, your rituals, but we can give you a holiday for it,
Yeah, because
that was them trying to appease, but eventually they took it over and made it Christian, and so all the paganism of it has lost its...
Well, we're not even going to do a Christmas episode because I fucking can't stand Christmas. It is so stupid. But the thing I am going to say about that is the fact that Christmas was a pagan holiday. It was really for Krampus. There was no Saint Nick until several hundred years ago. And that's where they took a martyr who was a good man of Saint Nick and made him, quote unquote, Santa Claus. But Christmas was more...
You could almost say that that Santa took over Christmas because the Christians made it about Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
and then modernism made it about Saint Nick.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, it's like even the churches themselves are celebrating Santa, which is sacrilegious.
Yes, it really is.
So and it's like, how the hell can you have Santa in a church? That's literally a false idol right there.
But it was also, but the whole origin of that is that Krampus was there to take the kids that were naughty, that weren't doing what they were supposed to throughout the year.
Yes, you weren't gathering things up for winter. You weren't preparing for winter.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty children who did not prepare for winter got beat with sticks in a bag.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know why they came up with that shit, but it scared the shit out of kids, man.
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to help with getting kids to stay in line and help with doing chores.
Help with the chores, and it worked, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like spring came up and it's like, okay, all spring, all summer, all fall, we got to get this farm in order, or Krampus is gonna come this winter and beat you with a fucking stick in a bag.
Mm-hmm. But now it's all like, oh, we got all now it's just like about, you're expecting gifts and all this and that.
It's not about naughty kids. Now it's about good kids. It's about being nice and getting all these gifts.
And how every kid is a good kid. And it's like, fuck you.
Like originally, the gift was supposed to be the harvest.
Yeah.
The gift was the harvest. The gift was your good work. That's the gift.
Well, now it's all about consumerism, and the corporates are just like, hey, we are going to give you the best Christmas gift ever, and it's going to be cheaply made, so it breaks within the first few hours, and your kid's going to go right back to being a little shit. And yeah,
If you want to talk about that, just go watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas. He explains it beautifully.
Mm-hmm. And there's also a Supernatural episode where they do have those. Mm-hmm. Or you can watch the movie Krampus. Let your kids watch that. Holy fuck!
That movie fucked me up.
Oh yeah, it fucked me up too. It's a good one. It's another good horror movie too. I definitely do not want Krampus coming around.
Oh,
because nobody was safe.
There's a show on Netflix, I believe. It's called Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh yeah.
There is one episode about Santa on there, but it's not Santa. It's like this fucking creepy ass, fucking terrifying creature that has. It looks like a skinned bear that got stretched out.
Oh Lord!
And it's got like bear jowls, but no eyes, and his skin is pulled back from his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fucking terrifying. And it's Santa. That's Santa. This creature is Santa. And he's like, and the kids like sneak downstairs. They're like, oh my gosh, we can hear Santa. So and that's why you're not supposed to sneak downstairs and see Santa.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you don't want to see Santa. So the kids are like, oh my god, like what the fuck? And they're hiding behind the couch, but Santa sniffs them out. And it's a fucking terrifying looking creature. So it's like, it's fucking terrifying. I'm over here like, oh my god, this is so scary. And the thing has like 4 legs, but it has 2 giant legs above it, and its hands are over its creepy ass mouth. But it's still just like looking for him. I wish you guys could see me right now because I'm physically describing this out like to gauge, and it finds them, and they're like freaking out. It pins them down on the ground, and it's just sniffing it's a little boy and a little girl, and he's sniffing the girl so hard. And he's just like, what the fuck? And like, what's going on? Like, oh my god, it's gonna fucking eat us. And then he sits back and he pulls his hands away from his mouth. And now you can see that it's like a skinned bear. Now you can see his mouth, and it's fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at the girl and he goes, good. And then he barfs up this slimy ass gift wrap present.
Mm-hmm.
And he hands it to her. He looks at the boy real hard. And he doesn't have any eyes, but you can tell he's looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he sniffs the boy really, really hard. And he says, good. And he barfs up another gift, an even longer one. So it's like one of those birds that's barfing up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like just coming up his neck and all that. And he pulls it out of his mouth all gross like. And he slips it to him. And it's like so slimy. The kids are getting covered in slime and all that. And he pats them on the head with his top arms.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, stay good. And then he walks off. And the kids are just like shaking and staring at their gifts. And they slowly unwrap their gifts, and they say what the gift is, and it says, this is exactly what I asked for. And the little boy goes, this is exactly what I asked for. And the little girl, who hasn't said a damn thing this whole thing, looks over at the brother and goes, what would have happened if we weren't good? And then the episode's over. I'm just like, what would have happened if they weren't good? I was like goosebumps just rethinking about that episode. I'm like, I would have watched that. But it was just a short. It was a tiny little 15-minute short.
Well, that's all we're going to do on Christmas, though, guys. So, if anything for the...
You're going to let a skin bear walk around the house and give us slimy gifts?
What I'm saying is leave your offerings out for the holiday seasons, whether it is Halloween or Christmas, and fucking do what you got to do, because you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for the gods that allow you to live. So, just leave your offerings out, and if you're gonna do it all the way. If not, stay the fuck out of it. Don't try to do any decorations and any of that, because then if you're offending the gods. So,
or decorate for the gods and tell them it's for them.
Yes.
Please don't kill us.
Sage, you got anything that you want to add to this episode?
I don't really. I like talking about Sam Hain. I'm gonna continuously say Sam Hain, even though it's pronounced Sawin.
Well, it's just easier to roll off the tongue for those that have a hard time with rolling their R's.
Sam Hain, so it's just easier for people.
Right.
I don't want people trying to go into their Google and type in Sawin and nothing's popping up. You know, what the fuck is Sawin? She said Sawin, didn't she?
Well, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. If you guys have a good Halloween story that you would love for us to hear or talk about on an episode, please leave us a comment down below, or you can leave us an even in-depth conversation over at the callingcouplepod@gmail.com, and we would love to hear from you, and we'll try to get back with you on the story that you have.
Yeah. But don't forget to go down there and tell us your what you're going to be for Halloween, and what was your favorite outfit when you were younger, or what's your cringiest outfit. Yeah, don't forget those.
Yeah.
I asked for those first, mister.
Yep. So, other than that, guys, if you're out there enjoying these spooky season days and the one that's coming up that we call Christmas, and fucking let us know and have fun. Yeah, Thanksgiving needs to...
Although, like, I did touch a little bit on Native American genocide on the last episode, so if you guys want to get into that, is that too political for me? I don't know. Let me know down below.
Yeah, but...
Is that too political to get into the Native American genocide?
Other than that, have some fun with it. Be safe, be cautious, pay homage to the gods and the actual holiday that it's supposed to be about, and just enjoy.
And if Santa is your, deity, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's fine. We've given him enough power. He's probably real by now.
Like I said, watch out for the iPhones and the candies and all that kind of stuff, because now they got the new titanium one, and holy shit, you ain't going to be able to crush that with your throat. So good luck.
All right. Okay. Good call.